Good morning, Facebook. Good morning, sunshine. Hi. I know nobody's on yet, so I'm saying good morning to nobody. Oh, it's so strange. Such strange times we live in. I'm talking to my phone. And nobody's talking back. Hi, guys. Good morning. So bizarre. Hi, people are saying stuff. Yay. Yes, hi, Mary Jo. Hi, Nikki. Good morning, guys. If you're on, say hi so I know you're here. What a weird couple of days. Weird. I'm going to eat a cookie this morning before I go for a run because my stomach is eating itself. I'm so hungry this morning. How's everything going in the world of Facebook these days? I feel out of touch and I'm oddly okay with that. How are you? What the heck? Kids are like having rats in the house, right? Like you wake up some days and you just see like a mess of food somewhere or something. It's like, huh, when did that happen? Chocolate chip, yes. Yeah, especially teenagers. What are you doing? Good morning, guys. I might just stand through the whole thing today because I'm kind of sick of sitting. Mo, good morning. Coffee and waffle time. Ooh, waffles sound good. Maybe I should try waffles. Good morning. I always talk to myself. But for you, it's recorded. Yeah. Right. And it's out there. Like permanently, or at least as long as Facebook is around. So speaking of which, what's going on Facebook lately? Has it gotten any better? Rainbow cannoli. Oh my goodness, that sounds so good. So I went and had a COVID test yesterday. One of those drive-through ones. Crazy. It was so bizarre. I have to tell you about it. So you call this number, and it's for essential workers, whatever. And you go, and you set up an account. You give them all your information, basically, just demographics. And they set up a time for you to go in Monroe County, is it MCC or whatever. And you set up a time, and you go. And you drive around. It's just bizarre because there's nothing at MCC right now. It's just this. And it's around the back, around the Bill Gray's Stadium, that ice rink. You drive around and there's, as soon as you start getting back into the back where the testing goes on, you start seeing these tents and cop cars and army, like the army's out there. It's very bizarre. It's so surreal. And they have you stop and you got to keep your windows up. And they start communicating with you through these whiteboards that they have things written on to tell you to put your ID on your dashboard. So you take your license and you put it on your dashboard, and they ask you, do you have an appointment, and to have your appointment ready. And so there's like 3 different checkpoints that you go through very slowly, and there's the army directs you through it. It's just crazy. It's so weird until you finally get to this tent where all the medical staff is, and they have you drive into the tent, and you stop like 2 more times. Like there's so many things to look at. Like I didn't stop at the right time, and the lady was getting pissed at me. I'm like, I don't even know what's going on. I wanted to take pictures, but then I was worried because there's army all over the place. They're gonna confiscate my phone or my car or I don't know what. But anyway, so then they have you roll down your window. They finally have you roll down your window a crack when the lady comes up like in a full-on hazmat suit and she says this is only going to take a second, and that's a lie. They take this long cotton swab and they jam it up your nose. She didn't jam it. She was gentle. She's just like, lean your head back. So it's a little uncomfortable, which it was. It was just a little uncomfortable. It wasn't a big deal. Nothing to be afraid of, but I was expecting she was just going to jam it up there and pull it out. No. Jam it up there, twist it around, Like, I almost sneezed on her hand. Anyway, it was interesting. It was bizarre, and I laughed on the way out of there. Anyway, a little unnerving, but almost in 5 to 7 days. Like, okay, what the heck? So yeah, if anyone wants to go, you can go. If you are an essential worker, quote unquote, they don't make you prove anything. They just ask, what you're doing and stuff. When you call to schedule your thing, and then they give you a little card, and you check on the interwebs, 5 to 7 days, what your results are. So, anyway, I did that yesterday. That was interesting. But yeah, bizarre, and just lends to more of that just feeling of bizarreness of everything right now. Wow, Trillium can do it in 24 hours. That's amazing. How cool and bizarre I want to do it. Right, just for the experience alone. It was just like, no, this is really cool. So I'm going to do it every week. Since I'm working at the shelter, I'm going to stay at least. So as I get my results, I'll get a new test, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. But at least I'll know. And still practicing isolation within the house. So my sons are pretty much in their room playing video games all the time anyways, or doing work. My youngest son is actually still in school and still staying up on his work for the most part. Geometry is a little more challenging, but we're working on that. So when it comes to dinner time, I'm eating in the living room, they're eating in the dining room. Totally keeping our distance, which is hard, but necessary. So that's been good so far. Trillium, maybe I'll have to go to Trillium. Thanks, Mary Jo. So how's everyone doing this morning? Got a light crew. If anyone's out there, give me a shout out, say hi so I know you're here. Just did a meditation, my guided meditation again. Probably do another one real quick before I go for a run. 4 miles today. It's supposed to be at pace too, I think, so. I don't know if I'm feeling the whole at pace thing today. I'm going to be honest. I'm getting a little disheartened. The weather is disheartening to me. It's depressing me. Depressing the shit out of me. Sorry for the language, but gosh, come on already. It's like freaking May. May 6th. Wednesday, May 6th, by the way. Dude, there's freaking snow. The S word is in the forecast for this weekend. Come on. Could you make it any worse? Sorry, I'm just going to have a little mini tantrum this morning. I'm just like, dude, what the F? Aw, thanks, Mary Jo. Awesome tip. Monday through Friday, 9 to 4. If I can get my results faster, that'd be great. I'm going to try that out. Thank you. So it's a little chilly this morning. It's not too bad, I guess. It's close to 40, so it's not too bad. And then tomorrow's supposed to be a little milder, and then by the weekend, it's supposed to be like record cold temperatures. Come on. Can we get a break, please? Can it get nice out, please? So anyway, just going to run through it. Just going to keep going. We're in week 2 of the training. So it's still, what is it? 3, 4, 3 during the week. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 3, 4, 3, rest day Friday, Saturday, I think is 3, and then Sunday's 5, maybe? I don't know. The mileage goes up on the long run on Sunday, I think, this week. So your house is going to be infested with giant hornets. I know. I started seeing that on the news, too. I'm like, what the actual F is this? Is the world coming to an end? Giant hornets. Pretty soon Godzilla's going to come up out of the Pacific Ocean and just be done with it. Anyway, that's not going to happen. I'm joking. I'm just kidding. Yeah, so I don't know. The run will be good, though. Get my mind to shut up. Had a hard time through my meditation today because I've got just too much on my mind, too many things going on right now, so really becomes even more important to try and keep it quiet and keep it, focused on the present rather than drifting off into what am I going to do this afternoon or tonight or just any other time is where my mind goes to. And I got to start writing things down again and being more organized with my thoughts. So more meditation before I go run, and I'll post links to that stuff. I'm tired of standing in the kitchen now. You guys are probably tired of my kitchen with my tacky ass sunflower border. Everyone got their coffee? Walk through the gym, which used to be my dining room, and sit out here in the living room again. Let's sit on this side of the couch this time. Really change it up. I'd rather be outside where we can hear the birds again. Nicole, hey! Stephanie, good morning. Good morning, Nicole. I haven't seen you in a while, Nicole. How you been? Schoolwork, yes. So our KSAC classes finally sort of restarted somewhat, I guess. Finishing this unit or module or whatever with distance learning, which is cool because I like to get through that. It's kind of delaying our completion of our KSAC school hours. So mine's good. It's funny because part of it, so the first part of it is watching Reversing the Stigma, which I've seen a bazillion times, and in fact show in our recovery, whenever I give the recovery coach training, I actually show that film. But I watched it again anyways, and it's funny because I know several people in the movie. So that was an easy write up, and then you got to write a 2-page dissertation on it. And then the second part of the assignment is to research local recovery centers like the Core Center or ROCovery Fitness and write a 2-page paper on it. So pretty easy assignments for this one. And I think they're due, in a couple of days, right? So I'm, of course, procrastinating, but I'll get them done. If you have Everyday Warrior, you can use that for writing as well. Oh, cool. Good to know, Steph. Good, but overwhelmed at work. Yeah, I could relate to that. David Riley, good morning. How you doing, bud? I miss seeing you Saturday mornings, BQ's class. Seeing the whole crew. Hopefully we can get back there soon. My bike ride back and it got dark, phone died, and Kevin got worried. Oh, I will have to look at more of those comments, Mo. I don't know if I'm seeing them all, but I hope everything's okay. You have been absolutely killing your runs, by the way. Great job. Your pace is killer. Monster. Yeah, you are... You're amazing. That's all I can say. Everything that you decide you're going to go after, you just tackle and just kill it. It's really, really great. Good to see. Good to see you turn into now a runner. And I can't wait till we can run the Flower City Half in October and ROCovery 5K in September, which we also just added. There's going to be a virtual option as well if it doesn't go all virtual, which is still within the realm of possibilities. We're hoping not, but we're hoping by September 13th we can all get together. But there is going to, one way or another, there is definitely going to be an option for a virtual 5K you can run as well. So that's a cool new component to our 5K, which we never had before. So we can have people from all over the world join us for our 5K. So maybe our attendance will be even bigger this year. Every year it gets bigger and bigger, so we're going to run that in September. Let me see. I didn't have a lot prepared to talk about today other than my bizarre, strange COVID test yesterday. Everything's great, just giving the fiance a heart attack. Good morning, Sue. Hi there. Hi, guys. Thanks for joining. Kevin's such a great guy. Your fiance. I love him. He's so awesome. You guys are so fantastic together. What a great pairing. We had so much fun skiing. I think about that think about the last few times that we were all able to get together. I think about those times a lot. And that Swain trip, I was actually feeling for quite a while afterwards. Me bum. I learned how to snowboard for the very first time, and Kevin was really great about helping with that. Lisa was great. We had some really great instructors with us on the trip who helped with some great trips, and then we had lessons and everything else. Can't wait to do that again. But anyway, I digress. Can't wait for the 5K. Yeah, I really, you know what? Hopefully it will be something that we can all get together for. We're looking at different ways to be able to make it happen in person, regardless of what, we're going to do everything we can. If we got to do it in phases to cut down on the overall numbers so we can distance, or I don't know, we're looking at everything we possibly can. So just know that when it actually does happen, we will have exhausted every possibility. I was amazing at yelling at my 17-year-old son for having a 0 in his math. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you just posted that, because my youngest son has a 0 also in geometry for this marking period so far. So I'm glad to know he's not the only one. Adam, good morning. Hey, what's up, buddy? So I'm glad to know he's not the only one. We're trying to work on that. He has a hard time. Fortunately, it's a Westfall gene that you're not going to be any good at math and you're going to hate math. So he's got that gene. But also this whole distance, he's like, the platform is difficult, and even though the teacher is offering like one-on-one instruction, I think the whole thing just kind of frustrates him, and so he's kind of putting it off, which I get that. Another good Westfall trait. Something frustrates you, just ignore it. Not the healthiest approach in the world, but I don't know. We'll work on it. So that's good. Hopefully my son and your son will be able to try working on that a little bit more. Mary Jo, I can relate to that. My daughter is a senior and somehow she thinks she doesn't have to do any work. Yeah, I don't know. They're supposedly working on, so the Gates Foundation, I just read this morning, is working with New York State on better distance learning things. There's going to be a lot of cool stuff that comes out of this, and a lot of things that, who needs a math tutor? I don't know if it's so much a math tutor as maybe a motivation tutor for my son and Stephanie's son. Yeah, I don't know what the schools are going to do as far as like grading, and I mean, it's obviously everything is on this huge curve right now. So thank you, Adam. Thanks for the invitation. We'll definitely let you know. I'm not, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on which way you look at it, I'm not on Facebook anymore. So we found a workaround so I can still do these live feeds and still do administrative stuff on the ROCovery page, but I do not have a profile on Facebook any longer. So I'll find another way of reaching out. Maybe I can get somebody if it gets to that. So supposedly his teacher is also offering some one-on-one, personal instruction time. Hopefully that can happen. So we'll see. But I will definitely reach out to you, and I thank you again for your awesome offer. I hope everything's going well. I hope everyone's doing well. I know this is getting extremely old and everyone's got their good days and their bad days, but hopefully more good than bad. I was stuffing my face. Cheryl, you're eating for 2. It's okay. I totally get it. It really, lots of negativity on Facebook lately. Adam, absolutely, which is probably one of the main reasons I'm not on it anymore. I think that, it's only been amplified. And I've heard, a lot of people have said this about, Cheryl, it's really good to have you on, by the way. Thank you for joining. But I've heard this anecdotally that, this whole situation has done, has has pushed things, sort of amplified things. So it's taken people who, you know, were generally good, giving, caring people and amplified that and made them even more good, caring and loving, and taken people maybe that are tend not to be that way and amplified that characteristic, right? So it really just got to a point where I just couldn't, I mean, with me personally, I couldn't stay off it. Like no matter how many times I tried to, or would tell myself or try and limit myself and say I won't start scrolling through the feed and start feeling some kind of way, you know, good or bad, one way or another. Those inner judgments start going, and I just felt like if so it seems like a process addiction to me. So if I can't, you know, stick by those agreements I've made with myself, then I need to take a more drastic measure and cut it out altogether. So that's what I ended up doing. And I got to say, you know, it's really helped a lot with I just don't get spun up. And I've talked to, you know, other friends who are, you know, wrestling with issues around that, you know, and in a position where they need to support people who are, you know, having a lot of difficulties with that. And I think it's only going to exacerbate the problem that we're having with depression and mental illness and return to use and everything else. I think it's only going to serve to make it worse. So as much as I can, you know, trying to cut down on those influences in my head, right? I'm good enough on my own at the negative self-talk and trying to combat that and the doubt and the fears and everything else, that I just don't need any additional influences. So that's kind of what drove that decision. And you know, when I talk to some other folks and they're like, oh, I can't stand this and that, I'm like, ignorance truly is bliss, because I don't see it. I know, you know, different news sources like to spin things different ways, and I feel like I stay away from those because I know that, you know, they're going to get me worked up about, you know, whether it's the president or whatever. I just don't want to get the spin. I don't want to feel the emotion about it. I'm doing what I feel is right. I go to places where I can get facts and statistics, which oddly enough, we just talked about math and my family being horrible at math. I really love numbers and statistics for some reason, some odd reason, and trends and graphs around trends. So, which I always kind of knew, but I don't know. I'm not a data nerd by any means. Just talk to my coworkers, they'll tell you that. I gotta read back through some of these comments. They're doing Zoom meetings for school too, and my daughter refuses to participate. Yeah, my son will do some of them and not others. I think it really depends on who is on it and who the teacher is and things like that. Adam, my mom was a math teacher, so my math had to be A's for me to go out and play. I am really sorry. I would have had a miserable childhood if that was I couldn't, when I went to high school, you could drop math after, I think, 10th grade. I couldn't drop it fast enough. I was like done with it. I'm out. Like I drew in math class. It was the worst. It was the bane of my existence. Anyway, I'm sorry, Adam. It's a great day. I have my rubber gloves in my car for pumping gas. Nice. That is a great day. It's funny how our benchmark for what we consider to be a great day has really kind of gone down a little bit. The angels and the assholes. Oh my gosh, that is a great title for my book. Angels and assholes. Thank you, Cheryl. I will give you all the credit in the acknowledgments in my book. I often tell people their kids can email me for fun. Oh man, that's great stuff. Thank you. You know what you guys offer and help is so great. It's so awesome. I love that about this. It's also causing mental health issues for many, many people, and unfortunately social media tends to be a huge crutch. Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, it's what we have, right? So it's what a lot of people, including me, relied on once we had to go to to kind of more of the social distancing or physical distancing model. And I just felt like there's got to be a better way, right? The Spanish flu, they didn't have social media. Now, again, they also, it was much worse. But, there's got to be a better way. There's just got to be a better way. And it's, just given a platform for all this negativity to get spun up, and then, I don't know. Just speaking for me, it just wasn't working anymore, so. She's 18 and stubborn as hell. I think that just goes with being 18, or anything that ends in teen. I feel like stubborn, and anyway, oppositional. Ugh. What's this oppositional defiance disorder? That's called puberty, right? It's called being a teenager. That's not like a medical thing. It's been around forever. I wonder if my negative people have left my feed. I don't see it, or maybe I'm getting better at overlooking it. Good for you. I'm so glad. I've seen less people on Facebook lately, and I'm very surprised by that. That's good. I'm glad. Maybe a lot of people were getting really sick of that. Your dad was a social studies teacher. Holy cow, dude. You got the double whammy. 2 teachers. Oh. You didn't have the option of not doing good at school. A gentle invite. Oh, I'm missing that. I got to go back and read the conversation you guys are having. I think I hear my son's alarm going off, actually. He must have to be getting up. What is today? Today's Wednesday. He might have a Zoom check-in this morning with social studies or something. One of the ones that he actually likes to go to. He has a couple teachers that he actually likes, so it's cool. I didn't need math for my senior year, so I took culinary arts instead. Yeah, so my junior and senior year in high school, I went to BOCES, Wamoco, for commercial art. So I went to a whole different school for half the day, and then I had my, my other core classes. And by my senior year, I was actually working instead of going to Wamoco. I got placed in the, I forget what they call it, co-op program. So I went to, and I worked at a place for like the last 6 months of my senior year for the afternoon. So that was cool. My son was, yeah. Yeah, right? I mean, especially boys have oppositional defiance disorder at a very young age. I don't know. I think we've gotten out of hand with our diagnoses and clearly, I'm not going to get off on this tangent, but our medications and stuff. So anyway, I'm going to go, like I said, do a little more meditation today. Thank you to everyone who is, donated on Giving Tuesday yesterday. We really appreciate it. Now more than ever, we need assistance, and nonprofit sectors are really taking a major hit, as is everybody. So I think it's more important to say thank you now more than ever. Not that it's ever not important, but because nobody's got it easy right now. But we really want to say thank you to everybody who's taken the time to and cared enough to donate to our Giving Tuesday drive or donated to ROCovery at all. It's the only way that we can keep these services viable to our community and our peers and everything else. The center itself when it reopens and in the programs, but it keeps us here and keeps the lights on, and so we really appreciate it, and so thank you for that. I'm gonna post links to our peer recovery support line, which is 622-4975. So if anyone's in need of any additional recovery support, call that number or send us an email or send us a Facebook message. We'll be sure to get somebody back in touch with you certainly within 24 hours, if not sooner, to talk with you about what your recovery needs are. And then, as always, thank you also for coming on and joining me this morning and supporting us and this feed every morning at 7:30 and commenting and getting involved in the conversation. I really enjoy hearing from you guys, and some of you guys I haven't seen in quite some time. I really miss you guys, everybody. thanks to Adam and David joining. I haven't seen you guys in such a long time, and of course Meredith and Mary Jo and Cheryl and Mo and Stephanie and all you guys that join me every so often. I really appreciate it. And if you're new to our feeds and things like that, speak up, say hi, let us know you're around. Contribute to the conversation and get involved. And we always look forward to hearing from you. It helps me to get feedback. We love hearing your feedback and what your impressions are, and good or bad or indifferent. So thanks again, guys, and I'll post the links to the meditations I'm doing today, to the run schedule again, to all those supports, our virtual supports, mutual aid meetings and things like that. I'll post all that after I get done with my run. I'll check back in really quick just to do all that, and then I'm going to get the heck off from Facebook, okay? Thanks, guys. I love you all. I will see you later. Peace.